Try to take advantage of this. Loda on the low ground does get netted in. Reverse polarity coming out of Hani. He's going to skewer him back into Era and a crit. Instantly kills 3 heroes from the Tidehunter. Loda dies before he gets to do anything.
All right, guys. Mike, you fucking... You didn't even say we were going live, Mike. Jesus. We have the overlays, Mike. Yeah, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Dota... He's like a rabbit in headlights behind that production board. All right, everybody. Welcome to the Dreamhack Dota 2 Online Invitationals. Today we brought out the guns, we brought out the A team. We figured you guys are probably fed up of the B team, so no more second-rate commentary with Draskell and Webpad. It's me and Wagger.
Yeah.
How's it going, Wagger?
Yeah, of course. It's gonna be a good cast now.
Finally.
Finally.
Of course, we got Mike producing, which is why we didn't know we were coming live. he hasn't said anything. Like
He's just sitting there laughing.
Yeah.
He looked at us. We were very, anticipating. Like
he's enjoying this. But of course, joining us on the analyst desk, if we can call it that, or the stat desk, is going to be Bruno and Scriff. How's it going, gentlemen?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing good too.
That's great. Look at the 2 happy boys here.
It's orange again.
It's orange again. No, it's just like I think this.
No, not that. The lighting.
No. It's this
okay?
screen with everything.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
All right.
Cool.
Yep. So, of course, if you've tuned in and joined us today, you're obviously here to watch the game from Group B. It's going to be, good job, Mike, NTH versus Team Dignitas. So far, the story in Group B is that Dignitas actually have got 1-0 with a 2-0 win over Fnatic due to a 35-minute late. Well, turn up. It would have probably been an hour late. So unfortunately, we had to do that. And we love Fnatic, but not as much as we love giving default wins, evidently. And then, of course, yesterday's match was Fnatic versus NTH, and Fnatic actually won 2-1 in maps.
You're very informed.
Yep, and so today it's NTH versus Dignitas. So Dignitas have won a game, NTH have lost a game. This is a really big match for NTH to be able to win. Wagger, what do you think of their chances, or what do you think of the 2 teams going into this match?
I really think both these teams are very strong, and I think the NTH, despite their previous results, I think they can definitely take this series. I think they're the stronger ones, but it's going to be tight.
All right. It's very hard to commentate down here, because people have their own little conversations off camera, and you're like, I want in.
What was that?
And they won't let you in.
No.
It's like a gentleman's club of whispers. Yeah, so that's the matchup, and you favour NTH going into this?
But as I said, I think it's going to be really even, so it's just barely. Maybe it's me rooting for Swedes.
You are an Aki fan. I've seen it.
Yeah. Always follow him.
You messaged him good luck in his games before on Skype.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I know you did.
Yeah.
I've been watching.
He lost when I did that. Maybe I should. No, I should not. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Bruno, anything you want to say? This is the pre-game show. Apparently, I just fucking woke up. Like literally.
Yes.
Like I went to bed midday. And then I got woken up by a Q-pad walking into my bedroom going, "Hey Jay,
how are you? Were you naked?"
Well, yeah, obviously you sleep naked, right? Why would you sleep with clothes on? It's just inconvenient.
Yeah.
But what if it's cold?
Never cold in my bed.
I will not try anyways, just in case. Yeah, regarding the tournament, we were supposed to talk about a little bit of what happened before the tournament, but first I think we have a video to show a recap of what happened yesterday, and I'm really, really calm right now. I don't know why. So please, Mike.
Hit it, Mike. Hit it, Mike.
Yeah, I didn't understand what that was about. I thought like someone's died. Bruno's very sentimental right now. We have a video about what happened yesterday, guys.
It was Kind of sad.
It was the 9/11 Dota 2.
Too soon?
No. Shortly after, you know, Princess Diana, when she died in the car crash. And that,
we're making a
someone
recap.
said the too soon for me because we were going to a fancy dress party and it was only like a couple of weeks after, and I was like, I'm going to go as Princess Diana. Like, too soon? It's fine. I just went as a Nazi. Here's the video.
The game was Fnatic versus no Tidehunter.
Hold on. Gonna see a tower drop here. S4 initiated on. Gonna see the purge off onto S4, but the mech is already up from Ake. The wall goes down. 3-man vacuum. Hani now stuck in place. Here comes the call down. Actually not really hitting much of anything. Admiral Bulldog already able to get a kill. Air's gonna be the next one to drop. Hani trying to retreat. Gets netted in. Manages to surge himself away. Can no Tidehunter actually clean this up? The urn still on Hani. Admiral Bulldog going back in. He does have the last word on. Not gonna be able to attack. Nice 3-man coil coming out from S4. And already we're going to see Era drop here. Shadow Demon's going to be the next one. Hani not going to be able to get away either. That's going to be 3 down immediately. Perfect timing from EGM right there. At this point, it's 22 minutes in. Going to hear a coil go off. Loda is actually the one who's lassoed back into the tier 4 towers, stuck inside of the base. Global Silence comes out, but there's already 2 people dead on the side of Fnatic. No Tail and Fly both going to drop. The Genial comes out, and Loda picks up a double kill with the Breathe Fire. That's 4 heroes down, and Fnatic call GG.
Our spike from
okay. He pops his ultimate. He wants to try to throw out a blind. Era is blinded for the moment. Oh, actually purges before the Ghost Scepter, so he's going to buy himself a little bit of time. Actually pulls in S4. Not sure if that was the best idea. Immediately gets entangled. Could just be another death, and it will be. His blade comes out. Aegis is going to be popped. Buyback from Admiral Bulldog. He doesn't have his ultimate anymore. I don't even know if they can save Loda here. There are 4 members from Fnatic. Immediate Hex comes in from Hani. Sheevis comes out from S4 to try to counter-initiate Mana Drain by No Tail. Throws the Hex on S4. S4 is going to drop as well. Stun back. Loda is going to be going down. Ake is in the mix. He, unfortunately, is not going to be able to do much of anything. Loda's still standing pretty darn strong, but just doesn't really matter. I don't think they can deal with Arid at this point, attacking him. Loda going to be taking some damage here, gets immediately hexed out. Are they going to be able to burst him in time? The Finger of Death is there. Hani with the 4-man silence and coil. Mechas pop, Loda back at full HP. Admiral Bulldog with the stutter cast actually loses his mana. He can't RP at all. He doesn't have any mana left. No Tidehunter. All that's left standing really that does any damage is Loda at the moment. S4 comes inside of the base. Era actually going to be Fiend Script on the back lines. No Tail eating Eclipse as well. S4 ultimately will go down. They just simply don't have the damage. Loda's trying to do what he can right now, but there's just too much carry potential inside of Fnatic. Ultra kill coming out from Era. No Tail is not even going to die. Holding on to it. No Tail going to force me pop this Ghost Scepter right now, and Trixie going to actually get a root on Loda. They might be able to take him down right here. Loda will end up dropping, and they're not going to be able to get him back into the fight that quickly. They've defended their racks pretty successfully up until right now. Admiral Bulldog has the BKB pop. He's trying to TP out of the base. EGM in the meantime manages to get a kill on Trixie. Have 2 heroes with a Basher, and Loda is just, he doesn't afraid of anything. Walks right into the team fight. He's going to get Ice Path right here. Silenced out as well. He does still have his Mantov cooldown, and he has a double damage, so that's going to be a very sad fly. Ake pops his Ghost Scepter trying to avoid the damage, but just look at the bashes. Era kills him again. The Shadow Demon are going to be able to defend this. Trixie actually gets a first hit root on Ake and a bash after the fact the force status there pops the Ghost Scepter. There's the coil from Hani. This should be a very dead Ake. At the very least, S4 gets crit on the first swing. Kills No Tail in the back. He's going to be forced to buy out of the fight. BKB on Loda. Admiral Bulldog's back here as well. Can they defend this? The throw to solo? No, they can't. There's no way!
Alright, there you have it. That was yesterday's game,
Yeah.
where Fnatic edged out a win over NTH. And of course, you guys had a lot to say about that video. mainly that I've got a haircut and I have pointy elf ears. So well done, guys. And
You
actually,
do,
I do have pointy elf ears.
Yeah, they are very pointy.
I could very much well cosplay a very good elf.
Yeah.
And I'm actually seeking a girl that also could cosplay.
As a dwarf.
No, I was actually going to say preferably an elf. Cosplaying a dwarf, I don't know if I'd want to go down there. Hobbit.
Who knows? Hairy feet. Keep you warm in bed.
Is this true, Bruno? I would snuggle up to those feet like there was no tomorrow. Yes. All right then, guys. So we've actually got the whole of NTH and also Dignitas in the lobby. So
yep,
they are ready.
They are ready.
So I think, how long have we got until we're ready? How much shit
2
do we
minutes.
have to talk about?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes of shit.
Yeah.
Bruno, give us 2 minutes of shit.
My best 2 minutes.
2 minutes of stats, you mean?
Stats,
Okay,
that's what I
so
said.
why?
Freudian slip.
Actually, well, as you know, we're running with 2 minutes delay, so we're doing the poll thing where we just show the poll right now. Like when Mike says show, he shows the poll if he finds the button. Yes, who will win today? NTH Dignitas. We'll leave this up for about 5 minutes until like halfway through the draft, and then we'll show the results. So now, Mike, you can now hide the poll. Great. Regarding stats now, we're going to just make a little bit of a wrap-up of the tournament. Yes. So we're going to show the smoke. And then, hopefully, yes, the tournament information. So as players, they changed because, like, you know, people change. We all grow up. And now it's TC, still top GPM. 5, 2, and 5 as an average kill assist. But now we also have Loda and Era as second and third in GPM.
I wonder...
Yes.
Loda getting up there, I wonder if that's because of the game when he got this super fast minus.
Well, yes, exactly. I mean, not only was that, but also the game 3 he was doing really well. I mean, they lost, but they had very good records on all of their
and
heroes. Just that they had a very
good
bad luck with Bash and Roots and everything. Worst heroes, Darkseer still down there, 0-7, not doing well at all. People stop picking Darkseer, just try Spirit Breaker or something that has a decent win rate instead. Gyrocopter, someone said in chat, talk about Gyrocopter, 1-3, so not doing really well as well. Warlock 0-3, but maybe like Dignitas likes to play Warlock log. Fault is a really good Warlock, so maybe we can see a Warlock game with actually a win. Best heroes, not surprisingly, Lion 3-0, Lifestealer, the best carry of the moment, even better than Phantom Lancer. Yeah. And Nyx Assassin, the first big hero that gets a 4-0. So great. That's it about tournament. Now we're moving to the head-to-head. Thank you. In the meantime, we can start the game because I think it's o'clock, so it's okay. So we have No Tidehunter versus Team Dignitas. No Tidehunter, of course, the newer team, having played only 98 games with a 70% win record, which is really good. They're 16-4 in the last 20. They've been really strong, losing all the series, I think, to Navi and Fnatic recently. They also lost another best of 1 to a team which I don't remember, probably Rockskiss, but I'm not too sure. Then Team Dignitas, 143 games played. Of course, this counts also the time where they were called Pod and Bottom. 63% record is also a really good record, and they're 11-9 in the last 20, so not as well, but still a winning record, so we're through with that. They faced each other 7 times, I mean 7 games. It was 3 times actually. Team Dignitas won 2-0 in the D12 second season and the Defense 3. NTH won 2-1 in the Premier League 3, so the past season. NTH is currently ranked number 2 on GGNet and number 6 on Join Dota, while Team Dignitas is ranked 16 on GGNet and 13 on Join Dota. So now that we're done with that, before we go to the match, wow, I have to say a lot today. We're going to show the teams. If you want. Yeah, you can do that. Scriff, show us the teams.
That was totally me doing that. So here we have Dignitas, and on the carry role we have IA2000, Fog playing the solo mid role, Universe off lane, Way to Sexy support, and joined on the support is Tides of Time. And on the other team, James or Waga.
No, not James or Waga. Be assertive.
They have to fight for it.
Loda, S4, Aki, Admiral Bulldog, EGM.
You're horrible. Carry roles.
Carry, solo mid, support, offlane, support.
What? That was the perfect.
So, yeah, you suck at this, James.
So anyways,
we're in bans and picks.
Now we're going to answer speak, but first, you can stop voting, and I will just stop the poll in 2 minutes from now when you actually get this message. So now, James, Waga, the show's all yours. Go into the game.
About time.
There we go.
All right then. They're actually playing with snaking as a stand-in, by the way.
Yeah, they have been practicing a lot with snaking, so it's not that they are unused to playing with him, and he is a former teammate, so...
Who did they lose?
I'm not sure who it is that's missing.
Maybe we should bring up the overlay
Yeah.
and pay attention.
Pay attention. It's...
Either way. So, Wagga, you're the best for these bans and drafts.
He's replacing Tides of
yeah,
Time.
quite...
Tides of
yeah,
Time.
Tides of Time.
You are correct.
So, quite quick picks and bans going out already, and looking at S4, they're running the Magnus, they love doing it so very much, and already really heavy into the push with Furion as well as the Chen. Meanwhile, on Team Dignitas, we just see Gyro and Lone Druids are pretty farm-based already, though Gyro can be run as support if you need to.
What, do you think it's going to be like a Lone Druid offlane?
Yeah, that's right now, if nothing else happens, it's going to be a farming Gyro and an offlane Lone Druid most likely. But if you want to change your lineup, you can always put the Gyro on support. He is a formidable support here as well. A little bit worse maybe at ganking, but his power in 1-on-1 is so strong. So if he comes behind them, he's going to kill him.
Alright. And as I request a nice amount of drinks for the studio, we're going to go into the next pick of Team Dignitas. And Team Dignitas already won a match. They didn't even get to play it, but they won. So
Yeah.
they're sitting pretty good so far in the group. If they win this, they're going to be 2-0. If they lose, they'll be 1-1. And also no Tidehunter losing to Fnatic. If they win this, they'll be 1-1.
Yeah,
As
this
well
is
as
a
Team
really
Dignitas and-
this
yeah,
is a really important game for both teams.
Wow, look
And
at that. Who will win today?
Yeah, it's pretty even.
Who would you give it
in
to?
the
You
votes.
said no Tidehunter.
I said no Tidehunter, but I said it would be even. And the chat, they're a little bit more Dignitas fans than I am, but I think it's going to
USA,
be really interesting.
USA.
Yes, Bruno. Yes. And they're taking a long time thinking about their third hero here, because they're probably a little bit scared about how strong of a push lineup is NTH going to pick up. When you pick a Furion and Chen this early, it could be a very strong all-in push. They just going to go for the Rubik. It's very good against Magnus, and it's quite good to fend off push in general. If you steal Shockwave or something, you can burst so hard with that hero. So I like it. It fits nicely in here.
Alright then, so for the bans, we've got no Tidehunter banning out Queen of Pain. So looking to kind of limit the mid-heroes.
Yeah. It's mainly because they look to be running a Magnus solo mid, and they love to do it. S4 plays it very well, and they like to get some momentum on him. If you're laning against the Queen of Pain, you get so harassed, it's very hard to like get that surge into the game, which you can get if you have an easier lane where you can farm. But they might be looking to remove even more of the ranged mid heroes, such as a Puck or... No, just gonna go to ban out the counter jungler.
So taking out Enchantress, and also Team Dignitas remove
Respect
Anti-Mage.
band.
Ah, there's the Nax as well. It's now gone.
Yeah, they're just looking to remove the annoying carries. I like the Nax ban much more than I like the Anti-Mage ban here, because Nax is really strong against Lone Druid. Can even actually solo lane against the Lone Druid. Because of the Spirit Bear working as a walking healing ward for Nax. He can just hit it once and he gets 90 HP, I think, or 80. It's ridiculous. So it's a good ban out here, and as Bruno always likes to mention, Nax is the strongest carry in this tournament right now.
They were watching the pre-game show, Bruno.
Yeah, they tuned in.
10 seconds.
Right, so yeah, Nax is gone. One final ban for no Tidehunter.
5 seconds
Yeah,
remaining.
let's see what they really want to remove. They removed one jungler and one mid hero, and not really sure what they are thinking, what they are worried about. Obviously not too concerned about other mid heroes than Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain is possibly one of the strongest heroes against Magnus mid, but there are always options such as a Storm mid could shut down a Magnus pretty hard too. You can't even come close. So let's see what they want to remove. He's a very strong hero against the Fury.
And it's going to be a Puck.
It's
So
going to be the
once
Puck.
again,
Yeah.
getting rid of that mid-hero. Someone
Yeah.
who could mess up the team with their mobility and also silence. So a good ban out, I think, for no Tidehunter. And the last one for Team Dignitas. What do you think they need to focus on here?
I'm not entirely sure what they should remove here with the last. I mean, they have been removing away the carries, but are there any really annoying carries that could come out here?
Or
They could-
off lane.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, yeah.
Well, they already have that base
Yeah, but-
covered pretty
yeah.
much, but
Problem, but-
they could remove something like a Void. Void is very good against Gyro, but on the other hand,
10
You say that,
seconds
Swagger, the
remaining.
Void's good, but you keep losing with it.
yeah, I won with it too, though.
5 seconds
To be
remaining.
honest.
Can I poke a question?
Yeah.
Do you think Team Dignitas is gonna pick up the Warlock from mid here against the Magnus? Is that a good or a bad matchup?
It could be
Or
a very
even.
good matchup, and it could fit nicely if they want to do a push themselves, which is really good in a Furion
I
and
think-
Chen, because you can constrain your enemy a little bit. But
plays Warlock for them quite a bit.
I
remember
believe
who
he
it
has
was.
been doing it. I'm not entirely sure. I've seen that they ran it mid a few times, but I'm not sure if it was Fog, but I would expect it was.
10 seconds remaining.
Either way, it fits quite nicely in a Syllabear push kind of lineup, and they banned out the Shadow Demon, which is a little bit of a hint to a Warlock pick, maybe, because the instant purge on the Warlock is a big threat when
Yep.
you want to run a push lineup like that.
Alright, so
But
see where
first
no
off-
Tidehunter are going to go.
Yeah, first off, we have to wait and see what Tidehunter will pick up.
Dum dum dum.
I don't get a drink. What is
Do you
this?
not get a drink?
Jesus.
I can only take 3 at one time.
Do you want to just share some of my drink?
Yes. Please.
Sharing is caring.
I drink out of that side, you drink out of the other
Yes.
side.
Yes.
Left rank.
It's right.
Dire team pick.
So, well, now they have the combo along with their Magnus, but they need something more to set up, I feel. I don't think that you could go for just a blink initiation and follow it up with Leshrac, but it's much easier if you have something that can start it off, and Tinker is picked up by
Yeah.
Dignitas. And that's definitely a good stop to the push for sure.
Yeah.
With the Leshrac being picked up, they realized that this push lineup of NTH is pretty formidable. It's going to be taking down towers very easily.
And should have a good time mid versus Magnus? for the
Yeah,
majority of the part?
it's not a hard lane at all. So they should be laning in mid, and
10
we'll
seconds
see what they want
remaining.
for last hero. But first, what will NTH pick up as their main carry
5
hero?
seconds remaining.
I feel that they have been limited a little bit by the options here, with Anti-Mage and Nags being removed. They could always go for even the nasty little PL, but I'm not sure if he's going to be effective in this game.
They're thinking, what heroes can Loda throw games on?
That's probably what's going through their
10
mind.
seconds remaining.
All of them.
All of them. They should just pick Tidehunter now, just to mess with everyone's brain. They have to do it sometime.
There it is. Oh yeah,
Nova.
we didn't even think
Yeah,
about
it's-
it. And VS.
It's a hard push for sure, and Vengeful instantly picked up. I'm not entirely sure about that instant Vengeful pick because it's such a strong push lineup. You want to have something that can stop push a little bit, and sure, you have the Rubik, as I mentioned, is pretty
Yeah, and
okay
Tinker
for it.
as well.
And Tinker is good, but the Vengeful really contributes nothing against push. You want to catch and fight them at that point, but
Well,
I
maybe
would-
we're going to see VS and Rubik roam a little bit more
Yeah.
than just pull and stack jungle.
yeah. Fog
knows?
is playing the Rubik in this game, so
So maybe he's...
Maybe
Yeah.
they've looked at
they
Bruno's
can
stats.
even go for they can even go for something cheesy like going up in jungle or ancients with the Tinker a little bit and leave a Rubik to get more levels and thus get
10
some
seconds
momentum.
remaining.
Forming up a safe lane Tinker is a very nice way to get the early
5
travels going.
seconds
I
remaining.
mean, the Snake King normally used to play the Darks here. He was normally the offlaner. So
Yeah.
maybe they are actually going to try and go Ancients with him and maybe even do Fogged middle.
Yeah,
Who knows? We'll find out what Dignitas are going to do as we go into game number 1 here.
it's a mid Tinker for sure.
For battle.
Seeing the items now,
so.
it's nothing weird coming out of them. It's the offlane Syllabear, safe lane farming Gyro out of Dignitas, and on NTH side we see that Bulldog is gonna play the Furion, meaning it's offlane for sure, and S4 is just gonna go for mid Magnus, so it's pretty standard, and they seem to be laning it safe lane. Both teams actually looking to safe lane.
Yeah, and there's the next question for you guys there. Who has the best draft? People have already been typing their names, but that will come up with results later. So just type Dignitas or NTH, depending on what you think the best draft is. What do you think the best draft is, Wanger?
I think the NTH has an easier draft to play out. They only need to be worried about how they push against the tanker, that they don't make any big mistakes going in too far. But I think the NTH lineup, that's like so standard and so trendy kind of picks. Like the last 2 months, people have been picking these kind of heroes all the time. It's just easy to play them.
Alright. The Panda's going to get involved here.
Yeah, the
bit.
poor Panda, he's getting
Like,
harassed pretty hard.
Creep wave, and they're like,
Yeah, he's quite early down there though. Looking
maybe
at how
just scanning.
Creep Wave Vengeful is taking some ninja paths here. Just wants some vision on the Chen and know what he's up to. Chen does see her though, so he probably suspects, because he knows that Vengeful blocked something or placed one ward. And he will just wait and see where it spawns, I guess.
Right, well, Aoi's going to send his bear back for the moment, and Aki wising up, looking for the, looked like he was looking for the ward, but he's not actually going to get vision of it.
Look
so the lanes are just going to start
Look
to
at top lane, the annoying Bulldog already using 4 and sending the 2 first summoned in first, and then summoning in 2 new ones. Pulling the first wave already. He's going to pull it behind the first tier tower for sure, and then just keep it there to deny. Let's see if he does it, yeah.
Yeah, let's see if he pulls it all the way
He wants
back.
to pull
He's
all the
trying
creeps
to.
though. Oh, he
Yeah, unfortunately he's not going to be
didn't
able
get
to,
them all.
so he's going to miss some last hits, and also his wave will push up a little bit after this as well. So not optimal, but off to a decent start at least, getting the creep wave down there.
he got some experience for it, so he's hitting level 2 pretty soon. Also, the creep wave is so close to his tower, but look at bottom. Chen and Leshrac, they want to go for something here, because Vengeful is laning down here with the offlane Syllabear. But they're just going to keep her away.
So far they are just being pushed back, and in middle you can see that Snake King doing a good job so far versus S4. S4 just trying to get up to his bottle as quickly as he can, so not scared to waste his health or mana just to try and get that bottle up very quickly.
Both seem to be ruining a little bit for each other, and S4 actually, or Snake King actually missed 4 last hits in a row there under his tower. That's kind of sad, and you can't really have that going for you. It delays your boots, if not your bottle.
And way too sexy. Actually looks like he's going to be pulling the Ancients just a little bit above, and that's maybe why he was down here.
Yeah, he's going to set it up for Gyro to come here and farm later. And even for a Tinker, of course, who can farm him very early in the game.
NTH are normally a team that really like stacking Ancients for their carries, so normally, you know, a lot of people are starting to ward NTH when they end up doing that. So we'll see if NTH are going to wise up to people using their kind of, certainly not trademark stacking tactics, but some stuff they like to do.
Yeah, it's just beneficial when you have heroes like Tinker and Gyro. You just should stack a little bit every now and then. So Vengeful starting out down there, and now she finds a haste rune.
Yeah,
Stuff is going to be... Yeah.
Heading down to Admiral Bulldog. There is actually a decent creep wave as well. We got 3
they could
range
kill him
creeps,
here.
so they should be able to go in and get this. And Admiral Bulldog already wised up.
He's
Already,
gonna die
Universe
for sure.
is sent a homing missile, and Admiral Bulldog making it as annoying as possible. No TP is going to come in to help him out, and first blood
Look at
will
him
go
though.
to
Oh,
Universe.
he almost pulled away the entire creep wave in bottom lane.
Yeah, Loda's going to be diving Aoi. He's also got EGM with him, and Aki. EGM Diabolic Edict up, and that will be another kill. So NTH get one of their own.
Yeah, identical trades in terms of kills.
Yep, went on both on the carries.
Exactly.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Not bad rotation. Certainly nice to see way too sexy. Take that haste rune bottom.
He's moving across the map now, TPing bottom now after having contributed there on top. Just wants to keep this tower alive. And both towers actually being alive. Admiral Bulldog being very annoying with his 3 ends on bottom or on top lane. He almost pulled away the entire creep wave from the tower when he was dying. So he was using his time trying to micro away the enemy creep wave, but just barely couldn't do it.
Yeah, and just checking last hits as well, you can see that the Gyro, currently played by Universe, he's 5 up so far on Loda.
Yeah.
And I wonder when EGM on the Leshrac and Loda and also Aki want to try and get that tower down bottom.
Yeah. Surprised that they didn't succeed to D-ward the pull spot that way too sexy actually blocked. He placed it inside the trees. It's a little bit tricky place, but they should have killed that ward by now. But they missed a little bit with their sentry, I believe.
And Way Too Sexy's actually been able to pick up the last 2 rune spawns.
Yeah, he's controlling them beautifully.
Yep. So they haven't been going to Magnus, they haven't been getting away from him, and they've been used well so far, one with a haste kill. But how do you like the kind of setup of both teams? You could say playstyles, or you could also say how they're laning, as it looks like they are looking to dive on Admiral Bulldog again, actually, in the top lane.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go past the tier 2 tower, though.
They want to just try and keep him off so he can kill the tower, not allow him to pull the creep wave and so on. But right now, I mean, both teams trying to do the same thing, pretty much. Dignitas, I believe, has a little bit better late game in this lineup, so if things are going even, it's good for them. Well, they might be going here.
Picked up. Universe actually backs away just for a moment, but he's still in range of his rocket barrage, and they will get the tower as well. So first tower down for Team Dignitas.
Yeah, and tower didn't go to the carry this case, but remember that the tower gold that you don't get on your carry for last hitting is actually spread across your team, so it's not entirely bad that you missed the last hit. If you get a kill for you, I mean, that's totally worth it. RP mid.
use middle, and they're going to pull Snaking as far away as possible. EGM stands there, just going to use a Diabolic Edict. Nicely done. Admiral Bulldog comes in as well.
They're going to pressure mid with that when he dies, and there's not too much of a response yet. Vengeful has been moving around a lot, but coming into mid to stop that is pretty hard for Avenge.
Yeah, as you mentioned before, not much to kind of counter the push. You really need, I think it's Fogged playing the Rubik there, who is level 5, almost level 6.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot. Fogg is a good start here, and he wants his mana boots before he starts moving too much. That's the only thing that he wants until he can start really going with the level 2 Vengeful. He has sacrificed levels to just control all the runes. Look at her get the double damage now as well. And Magnus is really winning mid hard. Like, he was winning in the last hits, which I feel he shouldn't against the Tinker. It's pretty even, but Tinker should come out on top, unless he's very scared of ganks. But that could be it. He might have been scared of Leshrac and Chen.
Oh my god, Way Too Sexy just went to the Ancients.
Yeah, he wanted to get home. Wanted to get home.
Like, I want to go back. So cheeky when people do that.
Yeah,
so rude.
Goes even quicker when you have stacked Ancients. They kill you so quick.
They killed him in like 1.5 blast.
Yeah, exactly. Not nice for Fantasy League.
Yeah, good point, Bruno.
You should remind him about that after a game. So those of you guys who bought Way Too Sexy might want to tell him not to do this shenanigans. Not so sexy. Fogged is starting to move a little bit around the map. He wants to pick up the Shockwave mid. He's going to try and do it now if he gets a chance. He actually gets a level 4 Shockwave, so that's suddenly a 90 mana cost, very potent nuke. And he can flash farm a little bit with it. Didn't go for his mana boots. He bought up Magic Stick and the TP Scroll. Want to be ready for a bottom lane, I would assume.
Yeah, and here it is. Yeah. Snaking will be looking to pick up these Ancients. And they really need some levels, especially on Way Too Sexy. He's currently level 2. He's now hit level 3 off some of those Ancients dropping. That tower will go down. EGM is the first man to get close to the Ancients where they were. There is going to be a TP in.
Is there an entangle?
2000 here.
No, he's level 4 and he just won free EXP from level 5, so no entangles available. And
Eclipse will kill the bear, and the homing missile will hit EGM. But
it's a bear slayer now. Mid lane we see being pressured again. Rubik just trying to fend it off, but he has the Shockwave now, and it's quite good at just stopping 2 heroes pushing. So they can't really take the tower here.
Yeah, level 3 in Fade Bolt, and he's picked up a level 4 Shockwave.
Yeah, this game is very even so far. They have been doing pretty much the same things. There's a little bit of EXP advantage towards the side of NTH because they run a Chen in jungle and haven't been running around with a support. So they're pulling ahead a little bit, but in terms of gold, it's almost dead even.
And who are you kind of looking towards to make the plays, or what kind of heroes are you looking at to actually make the difference in the team fights or be able to set stuff up?
I'm just waiting for S4 to pick up his Blink Dagger. It's going to be 1,000 gold away just now, but when he gets that Blink Dagger is when I want to make things happen, take all the towers. And also the rotations coming out of Chen is very important in a game like this. What Dignitas have to do is just be really on their toes and split push early. Whenever they see that the pressure is coming, they need to be somewhere else. And they can send someone there like a Rubik with Shockwave to stop the push, but When the Blink Dagger is there on Magnus, that's when you have to be careful.
And now Universe on Gyrocopter is looking to go for a Shadow Blade. He's picked up a Claymore. He's mid lane now, continuing his farm. That mid tower has taken no damage yet, but maybe will soon. Do you agree with that item choice?
It's quite good. I mean, it's yeah, in this game I really believe that it could work. We'll see. We'll see how.
Why this game?
Well, it's just one of those games, you know. I don't know. I really like going for something early, like more early game items though, before going for it. Like drums is something you should pick up as well.
All right, and Snake King still farming away, looking to get his boots of travel. So far, doing a good job. He's almost there in the top. Aki from NTH and EGM just hanging around middle.
Yeah,
and it looks like NTH could be converging to go for that mid tower.
Yeah.
And Dignitas are ready to defend.
Seems like they might. They have the Aquila, they have the drums, and they have the Tranquil boots on Luna, so she is quite ready to start moving. She's keeping in mid.
Yep, here it is. They're actually going to pick up Aki, who's maybe a little bit of bait, as they do take down Fogged, and S4 does have RP, doesn't need to use it just yet as he chases way too sexy, but back to the main fight. They are going to pick up the Gyro, and NTH get just a huge advantage. Aki just sat middle, like, yeah, come on, guys.
Yeah.
I'm ready. And, of course, with Hand of God, was able to back out. They actually had, NTH had 2 people smoked come through and 1 TP in. I believe it was Loader.
Yeah.
So just a big victory for them, getting the tier 1 tower as well. So
Loda was very ready to TP in there, and this is where they're happy that they had the Tinker, because if it wasn't for his Tinker, the Chen plus Furion and Leshrac push with a Luna as well, the push would be 2 towers easily against most lineups. So here the Tinker really saves them a little bit. But yeah, they were caught out a little bit, and that means that S4 now has bought up his Blink Dagger, I believe, in base.
He does. Yeah, he has a Blink Dagger. He hasn't got it on him just yet, but he still retained the RP. And actually, way too sexy. He's going to walk up, and Aki
just smack him
going to net him, and a skewer for the kill.
Still RP available.
Yeah,
like even
RP.
after the mid skirmish and now this little kill as well, they still haven't needed to use the RP, and that was 4 kills in just 2 minutes for only one trade-off. It was it the Chen they brought down? No, he pulled out his. Who was it that actually died in that fight?
Who was it who died in what fight?
Oh yeah, Leshrac was the one to
Leshrac,
go down to Universe. He ran in and bursted on him, but when he did that, he was caught out by a Sprout and died quite shortly thereafter. So he almost has his Shadow Blade. It's not the quickest Shadow Blade for being so rushed. So dying once really set him back a little bit.
And top tower, EGM will use Diabolic Edict. Just level 3 to put some damage down, but will be very significant. They've also got Aki available to come into the fight here. And what you were going to say?
There's no trades for this top tower. Like there's, you know, Bulldog or Aoi. Just saying Bulldog because it's still a bear. Aoi is just controlling the bottom lane, make sure to get free farm, and mid lane Gyro is finding some farm. But this tower, there's no trade in terms of map control being taken.
And if you look at Aoi's net worth, it's currently 2,800.
Yeah.
Really far down there.
Yeah, I mean that's what you get being off lane, even with Vengeful babysitting you and Vengeful being caught out by Loda coming out from the enemy jungle. Ulti being used, but that's not a big deal. If you get a solo kill as a carry, you're very happy. And you can definitely fight without the Luna ulti. It's not a big setback. So another good pick off.
Now I'm interested to see where Dignitas' advantages are. Because so far it looks like they've lost map control. They're even walking away from their tier 2 towers. Snake King's just trying to defend his tower.
S4 is bottom and he's ready to set up a double RP here. He already has it. He wants backup.
There it is. Universe and Aoi 2000. Just going to pull Aoi 2000. He's actually going to be able to TP. There's the stun from EGM. We'll stop that.
Tinker is here though.
Pick up Aoi 2000. Tinker coming in. Some damage on Admiral Bulldog, but he'll be able to get away. So they lose Aoi 2000.
And Lucent being stolen. Meanwhile, top, I mean, this tower is just being pressured. Aki is happily solely pushing on the top lane. No one is really here. There is Universe TPing in. Trying to stun him.
He's like, come on,
Fail
come
is
on.
done,
And they should be able to pick up a kill here. This will be
Universe has to
definitely
be
a kill.
careful
They do
here.
have Loader, but
He
no
could still die,
Eclipse.
but no, they didn't go for it. They could have burst Universe there.
Chase, yeah.
With the nuke from Chen and the nuke from Loda, he was quite an easy kill. You never really know the damage of Test of Faith, but it's somewhere between 150 and 300 pure damage right now. And he should have died unless they get the lowest procs, maybe. Look at the hasted.
Yeah.
Hasted Ragnus.
Smoked and hasted. Way too sexy. Level 4. 560 HP. Now going to be walking back.
Yeah. Oh, he failed his blink. He was too quick on it. That's
should be able to pick up the kill
Yeah,
still. There it is.
It doesn't need to land too much. And here we have... Oh, Rubik, you're already caught out.
Out in the middle of nowhere. And S4 will take another one.
Tinker got the Chen though with a long-range rocket there. A little bit of a pick-off, but still the top tower is going to be hard to defend now, I feel. Probably possible. Tinker, if he can get there and just march it. Well, he's not really there in time.
In all fairness, Wagger, Dignitas look a little out of sorts so far.
Yeah.
Snake King comes in. He gets netted. Throws down the March of the Machines, and there is an RP.
Look at Universe. He's killing off
Universe
S4.
will go on to S4. S4 will die without getting his RP off, so they will get a pick off. They can deny the tower as well, and they will do so. Just chasing EGM. Universe will have to go through a Diabolic Edict to get the kill, but
nice pickoffs here for Dignitas.
They really needed that as well.
Yeah, deny on tower as well as 2 big kills to Universe, killing off the Magnus mega kill, and then just a bonus kill on Leshrac. This is the kind of momentum they need to get back into his game. And he's gonna try and get a BKB with his gold.
And all the meanwhile, Aoi 2000, as you can see, on the off lane was farming up. He's now at 1.6k. I don't think he's got anything item-wise on him. Just 2 stacks of the Ancients. But yeah, Dignitas needed that fight really, really, you could say big. But
yeah, they needed it to go their way. And losing another tower there would have been really bad for him. So getting the deny, I mean, they're already behind 7.5k of gold advantage here, or disadvantage.
Oh, and they're going to go for
bottom lane.
Bottom lane. Yeah, actually...
he backs out wisely.
Universe actually had his Shadow Blade used and was going to try and chase down Loda on his Luna, but Loda's going to move. He's picked up his ultimate orb.
And Aoi is using his bear mostly just to stack in this game, not really laning too much with it. And that's nice setup for the Tinker and Gyro to kill off this stack.
And they are looking to pick someone off in the Dire jungle.
Aoi. Yeah, he's pretty dead. A Tinker TP, he will abort that, and Luna ulti being a little bit wasted there. He really thought that the Tinker would continue TPing. He doesn't know if there was backup in the Fog of War though, in all fairness.
So what are NTH doing right for you, Wagger?
Well, NTH are doing pretty well with their Chen. They're setting up kills with a little bit everywhere, with the Chen having his troll creeps and centaur creeps. But what they are doing the best is just controlling the map with Fury and just pushing the enemy back on their toes. So, on the heels. And now going a little bit for a mid tower. Again, the D push is now quite strong because Gyro is high level and the Shockwave is still on Rubik. He knows that he needs this spell, and then he will attempt to take any big spell he can in teamfights, most likely just RP, but for now that's the best spell he can have.
And who's going to stand up to Loda when it comes to these big team fights?
It's not that much that you stand up to one hero. They will send the Spirit Bearer on him most likely, but when you have a lineup like Dignitas where you have Tinker and Gyro, you look to just kill everything.
Yep.
You look to just splash them down. Whoever gets too close for comfort, they're gonna just die, you know? So, for example, the Leshrac is very soft. The creeps from Chen will not have a happy life in a 10 minutes or so. And Chen himself will also be in danger. But
so do you, I mean, a Dignitas' game plan, take it as long as possible now?
Yeah, that's pretty much what they want to do. But the downside for him is that NTH are still farming more than them, and they have the map. You know, they can even farm in the enemy jungle a little bit with Furin if they want to. He's going for his Shadow Blade. Doesn't he? I believe he has it. Yeah, he has it now, so he will probably start doing that a lot more, and then you really start pulling ahead. Universe has been sitting down here in the shop for like 45 seconds or something.
Yeah, he was there, and Loda was
not sure what he
hanging
wants to
around.
do right now, but he should probably farm a little bit. Because this is not doing anything.
Fogs will get a little bit of farm by the tower. Almost maybe got his arcane boots. We'll see if he's going to want to pick those up or just skip to something a bit more utility-wise to try and handle S4's Blink Dagger RP, as he also holds a regen rune. And yeah, Aki's been very much active on his Chen, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
He's not only been at the right places for the fights, but he's also been setting them up, either baiting or catching people off guard.
Yeah, Aki has
so
played
he's played
really
well.
Yeah, for sure. And that's really what you need. The Chen needs to have good understanding of how you move across the map and what you're going to do. But I feel the entire team have pretty good synergy right now, and they're just constricting their opponent right now. Farming jungle, farming enemy jungle with your support Leshrac. That's when you know you have pretty good control. So right now Dignitas, they can hold off the push, but they always need to go out and take some chances here. They need to go with a smoke gang on Vengeful, I feel. Smoke out the Vengeful with a Spirit Bear and with the Gyro maybe, because you can always TP in the Tinker and it's an easy kill.
Oh, bottom.
Gyro gets caught out instead.
Yeah, and they do have dust, so Universe is going to go down. He did buy his Mithril Hammer before.
Yeah,
so,
but that's the most important hero for Dignitas, dying off alone, because this split game is not really what Dignitas wants. They can turtle, but since NTH are playing smart and just farming,
yeah,
the
they're
turtle is not
gold,
effective,
yeah.
you know.
I mean, it seems like, yeah, Dignitas, maybe if they can get the right items.
Top lane.
Yeah, he's going to get caught off. Admiral Bulldog's going to come
again,
in as well. And EGM, huge amount of damage as S4 will come and pick up the kill. Yeah, so they're not safe. They're not safe to farm their lanes so far, Dignitas. They want to kind of just defend, but NTH are playing it really smart. As you mentioned, they're not just pushing a tower. They're actually maximizing their lead in terms of where they're farming. They're getting really far ahead. By the time that Gyro actually gets his BKB up and feels a little bit more confident in fights, God knows what Loda's going to have. You know, and Aki getting involved in some kills as well, if he's going to go for that Ag Scepter. And S4 already has a completed Hood of Defiance as well.
Yeah, it's a bit interesting going for the Hood here.
So he's looking, is that S4's Pipe coming up? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So Pipe is now here as well.
So they don't want to allow it to go to late game. This is just a hero that could go for later stage items such as the Refresher and so on, but he's just going to go for the Pipe because they can take the tier 2s. They still have 2 tier 2s to remove in order to get full map control and access to easy Roshan. So I'm guessing it's not an all-in to push, but it's just
just clear up the map, get the tier 2 middle, and maybe the tier 2 bot. And Snake King will come back in. Actually, S4 is going to blink, try and skewer one of them back into the fight with his teammates, unable to do so.
Yeah, didn't use his Pipe for this, so they didn't have to because they gather up so much. Lone Druid just trying to find some farm in jungle, and Universe just trying to farm up against Bulldog pretty much, but Bulldog is getting farmed on his Furion now as well. It's not only the Luna that's going to hurt in this game, it's going to be a combination of Luna, Magnus, and the Furion.
What item do you expect him to go for, Bulldog? He's sitting on 2.6. Is it going to be an Orchid or...?
I would expect him to just go for a Hex to pick off the Tinker who TPs around, because it's a very easy way to prevent him from just getting that control in the game. And what I mean to point out in this game is that NTH never has to... They don't need to go and finish this game against the turtle lineup of Dignitas. They can just control and farm the game. Look at the wards in the Dire jungle. They have 2 sentry wards dewarding a very well hidden ward up to the far corner of the
And they also have a ward middle lane as well.
And the ward mid, so
they can see a lot of movement apart from just on bot tower.
They see when they leave their base unless they smoke. That's why I said earlier, I think they really should have smoked there to just prevent this from happening, getting constricted so much.
Well, it looks like we are going to have a clash over the tier 2 tower across bottom lane. Loda leading the charge. Aki waiting to see if someone comes up through mid, as they do have wards there. And the tier 2 could go down, and they are actually going to use their pipe just to ensure they get it. EGM actually hits a nice stun onto Fog. Fog going to go straight down afterwards with the help of Aki's.
Yeah, very nice use of the Fog of
S4.
War there. Going in, landing the pretty long range stun of Leshrac. Really landed on the maximum range. And yeah, just nice play. Now they're going on Aoi.
Yeah, Admiral Bulldog's there. Gonna sprout him up. And EGM coming in. No route to land. And S4's here as well.
Yeah, they do have Blink on the magazine. Look at the block.
Yeah.
It's just really good.
Nice use of the trends.
Yeah.
And they're also...
Aoi couldn't even go to the right side because he knew he was going to get blocked too hard, so he tried to go straight up, but even then he was just messing with him so much that he ends up dying there.
It looks like NTH are going to want to extend their advantage.
Yeah, look at the
taking
tower
down the Lone
damage.
Druid. Manta Star was completed on Loda. Hand of God will come out.
Yeah.
There's
There's
actually
still
a Ghost
pipe.
Scepter.
And pipe is used.
Yeah, and nothing really Fog will be able to do
Now
in
they
the
have to be
situation.
careful,
But here
though.
comes Universe with the BKB, and actually Loda's going to go down. Aki does use his Ghost Scepter. EGM uses his as well, but Universe wants to chase. He's looking to send back S4. He will go back, but not before Universe dies. And actually, just most of the team of NTH do go down, but of course, more importantly for Team Dignitas is that the rack stays up.
Yeah, and in this little fight I noticed that Fog got negative earn on him after being nuked by S4. And he just happened to have a salve on him, and I believe he actually survived because of it. But now we're going in on Roshan. Luna bought a BKB and bought back, so he's on the way.
Yeah.
Couldn't afford a TP though, you can't have everything.
But I think Roshan's going to go down. S4 does have RP. Let's see if he's going to make something happen. He actually finds Fog, gets picked up. Snake King goes on to S4, and S4 just going to have to back away now.
For them.
And it will be, a Roshan, 14 Dignitas, and actually Luna will come in. Loda will pick up a kill.
Double kill with Fury ulti.
And Loda's chasing Universe.
He's inside the Necro free range, just barely running for his life here, but he has two of them, so...
And Aegis will be removed.
His BKB is ready when he respawns. It's pretty nice timing on it.
Yeah, and also Snake
He could
King
BKB and TP.
was coming
if he
in.
wants to.
Admiral Bulldog's here as well. Universe taking a lot of right-click damage from Admiral Bulldog. And Admiral Bulldog, can you chase him off? Yes, he does get the kill. S4 going to back away with his pipe just to meet
Bulldog
up with
is
Aki.
really strong in these fights now. He went for the Necro free instead. Probably a wise pickup against the Shadow Blade. He wants to kill the Teddy now. Can he do
Kill
it?
the Teddy.
No. Teddy is safe. The Tinker though, pretty mad.
And just look at Aoi 2000, by the way, in terms of like his bear, his items.
Yeah, he couldn't get too much on his off lane. Even when the enemy team, when they push that much that early, you don't have the allowance to farm that much. He ran out in his own jungle at some point when the enemy was pushing tier 2 mid, just trying to find any form of farm, but Syllabear is not a flash farm hero unless you have your Radiance and Midases. Until that point, you're quite slow, you're just right-clicking away. So you need a good early game on him.
Yeah. But it does seem that Dignitas, after denying that Roshan, we can really say, I mean, I know they got it, but they lost it, still holding their racks. They have somewhat opened up the map a little bit, and you've got to look at Snake King. He's actually getting a little bit dangerous.
They're getting some pickoffs while Leshrac trying to solo kill the Tinker here. TP comes in from Fury.
And then comes the Sprout. Fogged is there to try and help out, and actually Snake King gets away with a sliver of health. They're going to pick up S4. Universe has used his BKB, in comes the Hand of God. They're actually just going to focus down the bear now. He has no items. Don't pick on the bear. He's trying to get his armlet.
Yeah.
Hey, but Snake King could become a problem.
Yeah, he's going to
got a
have
good amount
Hex
of
in just a little bit, and he wants to have buyback, I would assume, so he's going to keep farming for a while. But once he has his Hex, he can be very strong against the Furion, for example, because chain hexing him is an easy way to bring him down. And Furion is actually one of the bigger damage outputs in these fights, simply because he clicks a lot. He attacks people a lot. He right-clicks them down.
Yeah, Yeah, his right-click damage was actually besting Universe in the fight bottom lane.
Yeah.
But now we have to look at NTH in terms of what they want to do. Hey, Mingles. Like, what do they need to focus on? Because obviously they would have really liked that Roshan. They would have liked to go on high ground and guarantee themselves a kind of Rax, which I think they would have got if they picked up the Aegis. But now they haven't. After a couple of deaths, after the scoreline's been a little bit more even, of course, Loda now has his BKB and he's still farming away. Where are NTH going to play their advantages?
I'm not sure. They could just keep trying to control the map, even though they died a little bit there and gave a little bit back to Dignitas. They're still in a very solid lead of this game. They're up at almost 15k gold advantage now. They could just keep trying to get the most out of both jungles and just out-farm your opponent for a while. Go with the next Roshan and take the Aegis and push base. That's what I think they should be doing. And they seem to be doing that as well. They're taking it pretty easy. But you don't really want to play it out like that when you buy a pipe. That's the only thing I feel is a little bit of a concern. They're probably going to go for the push.
No, yeah, looks like they are going to meet up at least middle to put some pressure or at least force Dignitas back. Snaking in position. Pipe is now used and they are going to be going in. Fog's going to pick up S4. S4 needs to skewer back. And Universe comes in. He's going to take a one-on-one at the front with Loda, and actually Universe is coming up trumps on this one. Eclipse not mattering through the BKB, but S4 comes in, big RP, grabs Fog, way too sexy actually, swaps him and Universe out, and look at that, Loda.
Aoi, you're in no man's land now, you're
no
low.
HP, yeah, and Aoi just like, run.
Aoi was very late for that, he was not ready to defend. He came in after everyone was dead. If he was there with his Teddy as well,
hitting on Loda,
Loda
would have gone down.
That fight could have been very different. We already saw how low NTH dropped, and they do have heals with Earn, Mac, and Chen heal. So it's a little bit deceptive that they're still going here, but they almost held that.
Yeah, and Snaking's not here to help with the defense right now. He's of course 18 seconds to respawn. Aoi 2000 is here.
And the
nice
push
Go
is
Scepter from EGM. He's going to get a homing missile on him though. That bear's going to go down very quickly, and the tower will drop as well. Pipe used afterwards.
Yeah.
And they're going to back off.
They're going to be happy with this, because now they have a lot of gold in their pockets. This is going to try and extend their advantage even more. Furion having almost gold enough to complete a Hex now, and Magnus up to 3.6k. It's probably the biggest as well. So just backing up, taking more items, and now they're definitely in a position where I would say don't extend it any longer. Just go for top Roche when you have regenerated. Nah, not even waiting for Roshan. They can just keep going here.
Okay, well, Admiral Bulldog actually is almost finished his sheep as well. Not far away.
Yeah, he did buy it up. He doesn't have any buyback now, though.
Hey, Waga, what's the cooldown on level 2 Eclipse on Lona?
Level 2 Eclipse.
Level 2 Eclipse.
Level 1 it's 160.
Yes.
Level 2, I'm not gonna click. I don't know. I guess 140 or 150.
Level 3?
I guess 120?
No,
I'm
it's
not sure actually.
160, 150, 140, but it's fine because pretty much everyone's made the same mistake. Look at the... Yeah, it's 150,
That's quite interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
You never really think about it, because it's not one of those ultis that, you know, you think, oh, we don't have Eclipse, we can't team fight. It's more of one of those bonus ultis, actually.
Yep.
But yeah.
We learn something every day. Anyways.
I just knew it's very long on level 1. You have to wait a long time.
The education. Yeah, so as you just mentioned, Admiral Bulldog did pick up his sheep stick. Just bought it straight out, and you can see NTH are going to start heading towards top, and Team Dignitas just really have to get ready to defend, in position to do so, and do the best they can. It looks like Universe is going to be going for MKB as well. Unfortunately, he's not going to get that unless they actually end up winning this fight.
Does have buyback ready, and they have buyback ready on the Rubik as well, and I believe they have it on Tinker as well.
Yeah. And so buyback on Furion is a big thing on Nature's Prophet, because, well, you know, he can be a little bit squishy. He does have a huge amount of damage output, but normally he can really change the fight. If he dies, buys back, and just TPs in.
Yeah.
So they're just going to smoke.
They're going to try
they're going to try and go through the middle. There is actually a sentry ward.
Yeah. They're pinging there. Yep. They definitely want to go there. There is a sentry ward, so now they're spotted.
And actually spotted a little bit too late. S4 cancels his RP. Universe uses his BKB and chases off the team as best as he can, but that's BKB used. And in a way, that's a win for NTH. They've used Pipe, but no big casualties.
Oh,
Aoi 2000 is going to be hexed. No Sprout up on him. Looks like they're going to be changing direction. They look like they were going to go to the top racks, but they're just going to back off. And
now it's a little bit chaotic, and care for this Silver Entangled.
Yeah, way too sexy, needs to get out of here. Loda uses his BKB, trying to chase down Universe. They do have vision on him. But Dignitas, for the best parts of it, have actually done a good enough job defending the time that they bought themselves.
They're holding right now. Roshan will be up in 2 minutes' time.
I told you they had to wait for Roshan. Right?
Yeah.
Come on.
I'm going to go with that
credit?
they just played bad and they could have pushed here. I was
No,
still right.
They played perfectly.
But still, they got the cooldown trade on their BKB, so we're now down to 5 seconds on the Jaro, so he doesn't really give a shit if he uses his BKB or not, because it's such a low cooldown. Pretty low duration as well, though. Meanwhile, Luna is still up to 7 seconds, so she doesn't really want to waste it.
Well. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be how long can they hold off Dignitas? What can they make happen at Roshan? And can NTH, still control the match?
Dignitas has a quite potent lineup for doing tricky stuff at the Roshan. The March of Machines is very annoying over there. The vision from the Vengeful can be good. And I was going to say level 2 swap is good too, but he doesn't really agree with me. So I guess he needs level 12.
Okay. Oh yeah, he hasn't got level 2 in swap. But also, yeah, we've got Admiral Bulldog that can really make split pushing a nightmare, push up all those lanes. So NTH will look for the biggest advantage before they go for the Roche. And even Admiral Bulldog can even go for the top racks. They are exposed. No tower, obviously, as Roche will be spawning shortly. So it's really up to Dignitas to kind of respond to this. NTH still maintain control.
Yeah, and I would say that this game could be problematic for NTH if we will most likely see the MKB coming in on the Gyro pretty soon. And look at that backdoor on top.
Yeah.
That is cheesy shit. Why doesn't it trigger backdoor regen, Bruno? Why? The illusions, of course, if you send them in, they don't trigger the backdoor regen, which I feel is a little bit of a weird feature. Yeah.
Feature.
Yeah, feature. Such a good word. But right now they're just constantly controlling and pushing all the waves all the time, NTH does, and Roshan is back up, so they just need to get in the right position. Maybe they feel they need to make a pick-off though before they go for it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, who knows? There's actually a heart now on S4.
Yeah, and almost one on Luna as well.
Yep, she had a Reaver a little bit earlier. Let's just check with her.
Yeah.
Yep, still got a Reaver, but
that's a
2K
very
gold.
tanky Magnus, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like Magnus with Pipe and a Heart. He has 15 armor when he walks close to the Wildkin right now.
They're all accounting for having to walk through March of Machines.
Yeah.
But here we go. Team Dignitas coming down to Roshan to try and respond, and this is really where the game could be decided.
Yep.
So this fight.
This is make or break for Dignitas. If they can hold or get this, Aegis could be so big for them.
Yep, they're going to have to back off just for a moment. Admiral Bulldog was actually pushing bottom, and he's actually now gone top. So just making it so hard. And they can do Roshan with 4 people. They can keep Admiral Bulldog just kind of pestering away. And yeah, the hearts, it's going to be a nuisance.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to bring them down.
But S4 has been targeted a lot. He's been picked up by Fogged a lot as well. And Snaking just defending top.
Mid lane bench needs to be careful when they walk down that ramp. She doesn't see them. Now she sees them.
Gets skewered back
late.
up.
She doesn't have buyback. She's one of the few right now without any buyback status. So she can't do anything now as they go in on the Roshan.
Yeah, and that will be the signal.
Yeah. It's still not over by any means for Dignitas that they give away the Aegis here, but it's going to be hard when the Luna with a heart and the Magnus also with a heart, and they start walking in with Aegis as well. It's just big advantage.
Yeah, well, NTH played, I mean, it looked a bit rocky when they were pushing mid with Pipe. So far after getting the racks, not everything went overly in their favor. Aoi 2000 actually almost caught out of position here. Loda's just gonna throw a Lunar Beam on him and then let him get away. But this is the defense, and we'll see what Dignitas can do. Still huge advantage for NTH. Universe actually already using flat cannon to clear up the mid lane. He's almost got his MKB, but he's still got buyback, so he's not going to buy his MKB, surely.
Yeah, and here we go.
Yeah,
Pipe
so
is up.
and Pipe's gone. Yeah, that bear's just going to be taking a lot of damage.
A lot.
They're actually going to be able to
The
bring him
gyro
back.
clears the creeps quite nicely though, but they still just bash away on the racks.
Yeah, and Gyro hasn't used his BKB. Loda obviously hasn't used his Aziva. He's just making sure they get the racks. They do get the melee racks. Dignitas don't do much about it.
And Tangle on EGM, but
Snake King comes in. Sheep's EGM. Loda pops his BKB. He's actually going to get no one from it, but more importantly, they want the
they
racks.
need to
They've
get
got
out
the
clean
melee.
now, like without dying, and they're chasing. Dignitas knows they have to catch someone here. They're TPing in the Tinker. They could catch Loda and kill him. Oh, he actually got sent home.
Yeah, nicely done. Aki sending back Loda. EGM should be going down. Ghost Scepter's not available for a couple of seconds. He's going to drop.
They need
Aki-
more.
Aki just running nice and slowly, but all in the meanwhile, if you look at bottom lane,
Yeah.
Admiral Bulldog just putting out some pressure. Snake King comes in. He doesn't have enough mana to kind of finish him off. He does have another Soul Ring, and he had Sheep Stick available, but not going to happen. In the top lane, Aki is going to get taken out by Universe and Aoi 2000.
Yeah.
So they hold one racks, and I still think that they want to try and make something happen, Dignitas, from this.
Yeah, they need to get creative here, because turtling against NTH has proven not to be too successful, and the TPS coming out from Furion is getting really high now. He's going for a Daedalus as well, and he's not too far off. And it's gonna be, they're looking for, oh, it's just the illusion push again. Now with the Satanic on Luna, it's just so tanky.
Yeah, and at the
It
same
wasn't that
time,
hard after all.
yeah. Do you prefer Heart or Satanic on her?
Yeah, I think the Satanic is much better. But looking at mid, they're now trying to remove this tier 1 tower that's standing. Minute 41. This is an old tier 1 tower.
They're gonna get it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Or will they?
Radiant's middle
The
tower
defense
No.
is here.
No, it's a historic tower now. You can't bring it down. S4 gonna get targeted. Sheep once and twice actually. He will go down, and Loda taking
Loda.
a huge amount of damage. And here go down as well, just as he gets rooted. S4 actually bought back, TP'd in.
EGM could be caught out as well by the Rubik here.
Yeah, Fog
Pass
actually
a
does
nuke.
have a Blink Dagger. He's going to pick
Wow.
him up with a Lunar Beam. And
Quick
NTH.
kills.
Admiral Bulldog is not there, by the way. Admiral Bulldog is just kind of chilling right now.
Yeah,
he's just like, hey man, why do we have to
doesn't have
fight? Let's hang
time
out
for
with
that.
trees.
No.
As he picks up his Daedalus. But of course, it's there's no buyback actually on Loda.
Yeah, and no buyback on Bulldog as well, but he is of course not dead yet. He didn't want to fight because he just completed his Daedalus, so he will probably have to fight here though.
Admiral Bulldog's going to TP bottom to try and put some pressure. But the bear, of course, now has a Maelstrom and also its armlet. That armlet's been done for quite a while,
Yeah, it
so a
starts
good amount of
doing
pushing
some damage
power.
now, yeah.
Yeah. So, and they will most likely go up here. They know that RP is available and there is a Blink Dagger. Oh, a huge amount of damage from Admiral Bulldog's ultimate there. Universe sitting very low. He's got to be careful. He has an MKB.
Yeah, but
But
their
S4.
power's gone.
Radiant's
Bottom
Yeah.
is being pressured though. They don't have too much time. Keeping home with, oh, it's aborted actually.
Not sure why it was aborted.
No, he stopped it to stay and fight a little bit. He thought he was gonna get initiated on. Now mass TPs. Will someone get caught? Not really.
Oh, they do actually get the Hex off on
Yeah.
Admiral Bulldog, but
They
won't be able to chase.
could have swapped him there, I'm quite sure, but maybe no true sight. Yeah. Yeah.
So if we look middle,
Not sure.
they got the melee racks. That's what they wanted. And
Oh,
NTH...
Rubik almost caught the Furion.
Sorry, Rubik almost.
Caught the Furion, he ran by just as he was teleporting out.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And again, these creeps who doesn't give a shit about the back row region. Cheesy. Cheesy. We are seeing a relic on the gyro. So I think it's the right decision. You need to go for a divine, man. Like, in this game, you need a Divine to really kill everything quickly. And if he gets it, they will be so much stronger. And the only concern they will have is, can we make sure that Furion doesn't TP and backdoor us, pretty much. Or make sure that they don't lose it, of course, but that's not something I care too much about when I see a Divine. It's just damage.
Yeah, of course, that's going to kind of make Loda's carry potential look very insignificant up against MKB, BKB, Divine Rapiered, Gyrocopter. We'll see if NTH are going to let it get to that phase. But of course, now Dignitas have a little bit of map control themselves. Of course, they've still lost 2 racks, but they have some wards up. And they are expecting that maybe NTH could be looking for a pick.
Yeah.
You know, because obviously we haven't got Roshan up for a little while. NTH, they know if they just walk up and try and make something happen, they're up against a lot now. It's too much to just walk in through with a pipe.
Yeah.
You're very unlikely to break.
Yeah, it's very hard against the... I mean, he can have 3 March of the Machines going at the same time if he spams fully. And even with the Shivas now, and not mentioning the fact that the bear takes the aggro and the ulti from the gyro, you can't just walk up there. You need to pick someone, I believe. But another concern, or a thing that I was thinking about earlier, is the choice to go 4-staff here by snaking. I think if he had a blink tagger in this game, he could have caught the Furion so many times. He could maybe have blinked in, surprise hexed Loda. 4-staff is not an aggressive item, it's more of a defensive item on tanker. And he has been good at not dying, he has only 2 deaths, but I feel he could have set up more kills with his hex. Because chain hex is a very good way to just kill off anyone, really. But it's probably just more personal preference.
And NTH just heading into the Dire jungle, looking for somebody, but of course there is wards there.
Could go through top. That might be what they're thinking now. We can't crack bottom. Let's go through top. It's much wider, easier for us to go up there. Can avoid a march to a certain extent. They have enemy wards watching them though.
Yeah.
I don't think they're just going to waltz in there.
Well, NTH have actually tried to waltz in once before, and it actually kind of worked.
Yeah.
Despite there was a sentry, but Universe and Fogged were stood really close, and so they did manage to pick up one and get what they wanted. But once again, it looks like NTH are just going to be looking to rely on that rush. And Dignitas, I fear for NTH in this one, just because...
Next Roshan is dangerous to wait for. I mean, Gyro is farming very slowly now because he doesn't have buyback. He wants to be very safe, but if he gets his Divine look at top, Magnus very close to 3 heroes up there. But if Gyro gets up his Divine in this game, I think it could be suddenly very interesting who will take this one. And look at the gold on Nature's Prophet. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna sell my Midas one of these days, but, you know, not yet. I like it. Gold.
Yeah, his net worth is...
I feel he could go for an AC this game. Sell his Midas, buy AC. He will not have buyback right now if he does it, but he might just want to farm a little bit more and then do it. Because Assault Cuirass is very good in this game. Even helps a little bit against the Tinker's March, actually.
And here we go. Smoke up. Aoi to lead the charge, and they're going to find EGM, and actually Admiral Broadog's there as well. And they're going to get him. He's going to have to go away. Him. Fogged picks him up. He's got the gem fogged, and Admiral Broadog's going to go down. Lucky he didn't buy that AC. He's going to go. Aki's in here as well. Loda walks right into the center. He's like, I'm invincible. Which currently he actually is for the moment. Universe isn't able to kill him. RP. There comes a nice RP. That's going to grab Universe. And that's the one they want to kill. Universe is going to drop. Aoi still stands alive. S4 getting knocked down at the moment, but wow, look at that. Snaking not able to get to the bear as they do pick him off. Fogg's going to have to run. Loda bots, came back, and he will be a victor of that fight. Really nice play by Aki and Loda. I was a bit concerned with Loda's positioning, but he was invincible with Satanic.
And also sent home as well.
And he gets sent home, buys bots, comes back top, and then catches off Fogged. So it's just snaking now.
Yeah.
Snaking versus the world.
Snaking. Go, man.
The world was too horrible and evil.
The world was not a nice place.
Yeah.
So that's game.
Well, Dignitas, it was their decision. They were looking for something, and they got the best option they could. Admiral Bulldog, in my opinion, that was like
if
if Admiral Bulldog's there, you know where he is. He's not teleporting behind you and sheeping you.
The downside is, of course, if you find him and kill him, he will buyback, come behind you, and then hit you. So killing the Fury first is something
not the best option.
Something you don't really want to do in the late game. But I'm just a little bit sad in this last fight that the Rubik was not patient enough. He used his spell steal to steal a Lucent Beam from the Luna. Maybe trying and thinking that he used his ulti, but he should have really been patient because the RP will come if you just stay in good positioning with Rubik. It's a very easy spell to steal and has huge impact. So
also Eclipse as well.
Eclipse is huge, but he didn't even use the Eclipse there. It was a misread by the Rubik, but fights like these are chaotic. It's hard to always make the perfect decision.
Alright, so there we have it. NTH take game 1, a game that they definitely should have taken with the start they had.
Yeah.
They looked really good, and Dignitas held on really, really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, it was. They really made it exciting. Yeah, when he picks up his relic, started hoping that they would get up the Divine and just hold this one. And the first time when they walked in there on the top. Or the mid push, I was really fearing for him because the push was so strong with the pipe and with the Chen heals coming out. It was just looking hard for him, but they held on quite nicely. So well played by both teams, I feel.
All right, Bruno, what have you got for us?
It's really interesting, the game. I think people were fearing that Loda will
throw.
Yes. There was a point where there was this big team fight in the middle where he died. There was also a fight bottom where he fought, died, bought back. But in the end, they made a great decision. Loda didn't die at the point.
I mean, Aki just took it in his own hands. He's like, no fucking dying, Loda. We're sending you back to base.
We send you back.
As soon as you go into a fight, we send you back to base on 60% HP.
So you cool down, you think about it, and you come down with that.
No one said anything about Kelly Milkies, okay? Just leave him alone. It's fine.
Yeah, wonder if that was the plan. Aki was probably like, pick me Chen this game. It's gonna be good, Loda.
Loda was on the edge a lot of the time.
Yes.
Even that mid fight you mentioned almost died.
But really nice trust between him and S4 because he goes in, makes for a great RP. He stands there just saying, "Hey, hit me, I'm a carry," and then S4 comes in as the White Knight with his RP and just saves him. Also, Aki sending him home to base is pretty good.
I was just impressed that they reacted so fast to that and got bots and came back in because that really made that fight a bit more of a stomp because it started off looking Dignitas could make something happen. But anyway, you were saying, Bruno.
Normally, in these kind of games, the Tinker is such a crucial hero that I like to see him as a thermometer of the game. It's like if Tinker gets his quick bots, he starts making things happen. He can split push faster and better than the Furion.
Yeah.
This was not the case. I mean, the bots were not in a bad time. They were about 10:30, but clearly not the best. I mean, you have to... Normally with the Tinker, you want to get a bottle, maybe a Soul Ring.
Yeah, I saw the stat for that. You said it's like 17th.
16th fastest. Yeah, I mean, it was... The thing is that by that point, if you can't make it happen, then as a Tinker, you start to have... You have to play Turtle.
Yeah.
You start having to, okay... Do not go aggressive with my bots, but rather go defensive, just try to stop the push. And that dynamic really favored NTH. And even though at the end it was a little bit hard, because it's always hard to push against a Tinker, especially if you don't have something like a Keeper of the Light or something equally strong to clear the creep waves. They had to wait until the right time, and I'm losing my mic. They had to wait until the right time, and, well, I mean, the favorable team fight in top was what decided, but it gave me the feeling that if one more team fight went
in Dignitas' favor,
yes,
they could have
it was close this game.
I would like to touch on what Vaga said as well.
Don't touch. What?
Don't touch on the Force Staff instead of Blink Dagger.
Yes.
Yeah, I like to touch things, Bruno.
No touching.
No, but the Force Staff instead of Blink Dagger. Because with the Blink Dagger, as Vaga said during the game, you can just jump and hex someone and
and
touch
I feel
Admiral Bulldog mainly out.
The thing that I feel with Blink Dagger on Tinker is that it's not only an aggressive item, it's also very applicable defensively. You can teleport to a lane, blink out in the jungle or anywhere really, and start marching, blinking away again. It's it doesn't really only apply as, you know, I want to catch you and kill you. I generally feel that Blink Dagger is a little bit better than Force Staff.
But do you not think? Do you also think maybe he picked up a Force Staff not only just for him, but also some of his teammates?
Yeah.
You know, because they had a swap, obviously.
Exactly. They have these other things to go for, but I think that going in with the Hex first is the best initiation against heroes like Luna that you want to bring down before BGB. So maybe it was needed in this game.
Because Fogged was doing a really good job controlling S4.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys noticed. Like, Fogged was always picking up S4. A lot of focus on him. And S4 actually, like, in the mid-game kind of fell off a little bit with his power potential. And then came back at the end with some really good RPs. But either way, that brings us to the end of Game 1. So that is going to be NTH up 1-0. It's best of 3, of course. So just one more win for NTH for them to be able to take their first victory in Group B of the Dreamhack Dota2 Online Invitationals. And Dignitas already have a win, and they're going to have to fight back for 2. So unless you've got anything else, Bruno, I think we should go to an advertisement break and then get Game 2 on the way.
I have something really interesting to say, but you'll have to wait until after the break.
Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yay. Mike.